Hi, it's Lisa coming to you with our day 11 in our 12 Days of Christmas Cards series. And I have a card here made primarily with Stampin' Up! Materials. I'll be making a few substitutions today, but let's get started. So the stamp sets that I will be using today are the Tags Till Christmas and Bells and Bows. I'll be using the sentiment from Bells and Bows and this stamp here from Tags Till Christmas. The stamp pads that I'll be using today are Real Red and Old Olive. And there are 3 punches that I'll be using. I'll be using this scallop punch, this ornament punch, and this label punch. You will need some mini glue dots. And I have a little bit of rhinestones here. I'm going to be using like this kind of medium-sized red rhinestone here. You'll also need some double-sided tape, some Stampin' Dimensionals, maybe a pair of scissors, a bone folder, and maybe a little bit of Distress Ink vintage photo. I also have a couple little bows here. I haven't decided which one exactly I'm going to use yet. So the bow that I used in this one was kind of cream colored, edged with gold. I'm out of those. So paper wise, you're going to need a piece of cream cardstock at 5.5 by 8.5. Piece of red. I'm using the Recollections red for this. I'm out of the Stampin' Up! So this is 4 by 5 1/4. This is a little bit of a different measurement. Ultimately, I want it to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. But I'm going to be embossing it and with this Zix Holly folder. I use the poinsettia one in my sample card. But when you emboss it, it kind of shrinks down just a little bit, like a 1/16 of an inch. So that's why it's just the mark, the 1/16 of the mark, just past 3 3/4. So 13/16. A piece of printed cardstock. Here I have some little stockings. And this is cut at 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And just a piece of scrap for your tag, probably 1 1/2 by 2 1/2, 2 3/4, somewhere in there. And then I have a piece of ribbon here. This is a retired Stampin' Up! Ribbon, and it's about 5 1/4. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is score your card at 4 1/4. Okay. I'm always tempted to put my mat on next here, but we don't want to do that just yet in this case because we have this ribbon here that we want to tuck up underneath there. So I'm just going to set it on there and set it aside. So the next thing we want to do is take our holly, this is a holly embossing folder, and emboss our piece of, this is Old Olive cardstock. So I have on here an A plate, and I need 2 B plates. Okay, A plate and 2 B plates. I'll run that through. Okay, and this should measure near to 3 3/4 now. So yeah, pretty darn close each way. Alrighty. And so the next thing we're going to do is take our scallop circle punch, and we're going to center it left to right, and maybe about 1/2 inch down, and stamp. Okay. Now be sure you save this little piece, because you can definitely use this in another card series. A lot of times I will save all my little scraps like this when I'm doing a series of cards, and then by the time I'm done, I will try to make a card that uses a lot of these scraps. And I have a scrap pile going. We'll see how creative I am tomorrow with our 12th day card, because that would be the one I would like to use it on if I did. So we are going to need use our scraps for the label punch, and then also for our ornament here. Okay, so I am going to use the Old Olive to stamp and leave a little bit of a border there. Okay, let's see if I can get a little bit better stamped image than that. Okay, there we go, that's better. So I'm going to take my stamp, and my punch, and open it up like that. I'm going to use it upside down here so I can see where I'm punching. Okay. And I am going to use some distress ink here on this printed piece of paper. Okay, I didn't distress the last one of the Old Olive, the embossed one, but let's stamp this one for the heck of it. I mean, ink it for the heck of it. And, well, let's just keep inking. I like the distress inking. It does add time, you know, to your project. It doesn't seem like it's very difficult, but by the time you end up doing all the little pieces and everything, it can add up pretty quickly. Okay. So, last time I did this in the Real Red, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the vintage photo for this particular one. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is grab my sentiment here and my Real Red. This is another thing too, that you could stamp it first on your scrap piece of paper and then punch it. Okay, and there we go. Now I'm looking at this, it wouldn't hurt if you had a little holly image or something to throw in the corner here. Hold on here real quick, let me grab something. Let me see if there's a little holly image I want to use in here. No, one of them has it, but not that one. Okay, we'll just give it a miss. Alrighty, so let's get busy putting this together here. So I'm gonna grab my ATG. Put this, whoops, went off a little bit there. Okay, so we don't want anything hanging over the edges, so let's make sure we got that all. And we don't want to put that on yet. I always want to do that. So, first thing we want to do is put on our printed piece of cardstock. And you want it to be the same on 3 sides. Okay, there we go. And then put on our, I'm going to put this on with glue. Like I said, these heavily embossed ones, just the tape, they just come up pretty frequently. Alrighty. It looks like I'm putting a lot on there. It's just a very thin layer. So same thing with this. You want it to be the same on 3 sides. This overlaps here a little bit. That's all well and fine. Okay. So next we're going to put a little adhesive on here. Put some on the other side. And stick it on there. I gotta peel this off my work surface. Good thing about non-stick work surface. Okay, wrap these around. Probably add a little more adhesive since I probably compromised it. Okay. And let's center that all the way around. Put some adhesive on here. Now you can, you could put some Stampin' Dimensionals on here. Because I'm going to pop up my ornament, I don't really want to, I want to leave this flat. So. Okay, so we're almost done. So I'm going to put one here and one here. Put that in the middle there. Oh, I used a little bit larger scallop circle. Okay, so I will probably go back and edit this, and meaning just my card, not the thing, and use a smaller ornament here. But the last thing that you need to do is just take one of these rhinestones, and they're all joined together by adhesive, so I'm just going to snip it there and use my scissors and put it right there in the center. And the last thing we have to do here is put on our ribbon. I think I'm going to go with this little cream colored ribbon there. So this is where the mini glue dots come in. You could use wet glue here, or you could use your regular adhesive, but these mini glue dots are just very convenient for this, and they hold so well. Okay, so there you have it, our 11th day in our 12 Days of Christmas Card series. Thank you.